Miami police are investigating an incident involving boxer Floyd Mayweather.
Heated exchange between Stephen A. Smith and Floyd Mayweather goes viral. Full story uncovered. Truth, drama, and what you weren't supposed to see. Intro 100 words. The internet just exploded, and this time, it's not over a fight in the ring, but a war of words that shocked everyone. Sports analyst Stephen A. Smith and boxing legend Floyd Mayweather just clashed in the most unexpected and jaw-dropping way, leaving fans speechless and the media scrambling for answers. What started as a simple conversation turned into a heated exchange filled with accusations, explosive reactions, and a brutal reality check that shook Mayweather's reputation to its core. What did Stephen say that made Floyd lose his cool? What secrets got exposed? The tension is real and it's going viral for a reason. The story begins not in a boxing arena, but during a live panel discussion hosted by a major sports media outlet in Los Angeles. What was meant to be a lighthearted conversation about legacy, post-retirement success, and athlete entrepreneurship quickly spiraled out of control when Stephen A. Smith boldly addressed a topic that Floyd Mayweather likely never thought would be questioned on air: his real estate empire, or rather, the truth behind it. With cameras rolling and millions watching live, Stephen leaned forward with that signature intensity and asked, "Floyd, you've said you own 62 apartment buildings. Can you clarify that?" Because
I actually find nothing wrong with that. It's smart. And so with this particular lawsuit, he had an investor pay $1.4 million in total for this section, and the investor was promised that the seats would sell at I think a 7 to 8x multiple, and he expected a return on his investment, and sure enough, he didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like $100K here and there, strung along, not getting paid. Now his investment allegedly is being rolled into Floyd's alleged fight with Manny Pacquiao, and so the investors being strung along on this thing, and eventually, like us, it's like, yo, we're simply not getting paid in full. Like, we've been fucking dragged along for way too long now, and this guy finally filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather. So that's the one that's actually active and pending, and then here we are.
There's another one pending too.
Another one?
Yeah.
For the cash deal?
Because people out here are saying there's no record of it anywhere. That's a serious claim, my brother. Mayweather, wearing a custom diamond-studded jacket and a smirk, responded confidently, "I don't need to show paperwork to anybody. I made smart investments. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. People doubt me because they can't be me." But the atmosphere shifted. Stephen A. wasn't backing down. You're one of the most recognizable names in sports. If you own 62 buildings, that's powerful. But when Business Insider runs an investigation and finds no proof, not one address, in your name, it becomes a conversation about credibility. Stephen stated. Floyd's response was instant and defensive. "Stephen, you don't know what I've done. You talk, I do. Maybe you should try making the kind of money I've made before questioning me." That's when everything erupted. Stephen A., clearly agitated, replied, "You want to talk about money? Let's talk. Let's talk about the $5 million Logan Paul says you never paid. Let's talk about the $22 million you still owe the IRS from 2015. Let's talk about how you were fined by the SEC for crypto fraud. People aren't questioning you because they envy you. They're questioning you because you're walking around saying you own things that might not be real." At that point, Floyd stood up, visibly angry. "Don't disrespect me on TV, Stephen. You work for ESPN. I built an empire."
At the end of the day, like I said, man, I'm a strong individual. Nothing can throw me off. Nothing can throw me off key. I'm always focused on what I got to do.
And that's going to be the case August 26th?
August 26th is going to be real interesting. Like I said, and I'm not backing up. Remember, I told you that.
You're not backing up? I'm
not backing up.
We ain't going to see you backing up. We ain't going to see you retreating. We ain't going to see you moving away from that left hand of his.
I am human. Now, hold on.
I'm the one putting people on. I don't owe you nothing. The clip instantly went viral, with fans split between those backing Mayweather and others praising Stephen for keeping it real. But the drama didn't stop there. What followed was a cascade of revelations, denials, clarifications, and more. Public confrontation. In the days after the altercation you sent, known for never missing a chance to troll Floyd, posted a satirical video online mocking Mayweather's statement and captioning it, "Owning Unit 62 isn't the same as 62. Buildings, champ." The internet roared with laughter, but the ridicule only intensified Floyd's pushback. In a fiery Instagram live session, Mayweather attempted to explain, saying, "When I said I got 62 buildings, people took that the wrong way. I meant I'm involved in real estate. I got units, I got investments, I'm diversified. Y'all think I'm stupid because I don't read well? Man, I make moves, not books." His words stirred more debate than resolution. Stephen A., in his own podcast, followed up with a long reflection on the exchange. "I wasn't trying to embarrass Floyd. I was trying to hold someone accountable. Someone who has influence. Someone who speaks to millions of young black men who look up to him. What's this? You say you own 62 buildings, but there's no trace of that. We have a responsibility to ask why. That's not hate. That's journalism."
No different from the. We're gonna go into the Floyd Mayweather mind. So when the Europeans came to the Native Americans, well, they like to call them Native Americans, but the Indians' land. We don't call them European Americans. So I don't want to be called an African American. I'm an American. You know what I'm saying? You can call me a black American, but I'm an American.
So if America,
You know, when I
on
went,
August
But it wasn't just the media that reacted. Fans flooded Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram with their own opinions. Stephen exposed the truth and kept it professional. Floyd got caught lying, plain and simple. Why is Stephen always coming for successful black men? This ain't about color. It's about facts. Don't flex fake wealth. It was clear that the clash tapped into something deeper than a celebrity feud. It became a conversation about accountability, wealth, image, and truth in a world where Instagram posts can create billion-dollar illusions. The context behind all this lies in Floyd Mayweather's long-standing portrayal of himself as a mogul, a brand bigger than boxing. Over the years, he's claimed to have made $1.2 billion, bought skyscrapers, earned $300 million in a single fight, and walked into Gucci stores throwing $100 bills like confetti. But the cracks in that facade have shown before. In 2017, Mayweather petitioned the IRS to allow him to pay back his $22.2 million tax debt in installments, stating he was illiquid. That same year, he flaunted a $100 million check on Instagram. The contradiction left many wondering how real his wealth really was. And then came the Logan Paul controversy. After their 2021 fight, Logan Paul publicly accused Mayweather of withholding payment.
he don't have a Mayweather team. You know, like I said before, he's not even on the chessboard anymore. Like I said before, when you talk about Al Heyman, you talk about Mayweather Promotions, and you talk about us, we put people out of business. We put people out of business. That's what we do.
So in other words, everybody.
So Oscar De La Hoya is the same fighter that did like this. He came and got with us. He came and communicated with me and Al.
Waiting on my money, bro. You made all that cash and can't even pay up? Paul said in a podcast. Floyd replied vaguely, "It takes time. We're handling it legally." Now, the real estate claim, the already doubted by many, became the cherry on top. Business Insider's investigation revealed no property deeds under Floyd's name, no shell companies connected to the buildings, no paperwork at all. In fact, some real estate insiders joke that Floyd may have misunderstood owning unit number 62 as owning 62 buildings. The internet, predictably savage, ran with it. Floyd's defenders argue he may own property through trusts or private LLCs not directly tied to his name. Others say it's all part of the show, but critics point out that wealth isn't just about flexing cash on Instagram. It's about verified assets, sustainable ventures, and transparency. Despite all the backlash, Mayweather remains unapologetic. In another social media post, he fired back, "I'm rich regardless. Hate all you want. I'll keep living my life while they keep talking." And he does live lavishly, from Bugattis and Rolls Royces to private jets and Super Bowl weekends that cost millions. Mayweather's lifestyle is nothing short of legendary, but increasingly fans are asking, is it real wealth or just the illusion of it? Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith doubled down during a recent ESPN segment. This isn't about...
I'm at the top. When you're talking about landing on the highest percentage, I'm at the top. And when you're talking about making the most money, we ain't got to talk about that. We already know who at the top. So is it jealousy? Absolutely. All around the board. Because if any legendary champion, or if Oscar De La Hoya was in this position right now, and he was in a position to fight McGregor. If any and make a fortune, he would do it. But it's only one problem. He don't have the swag of a Floyd Mayweather.
About tearing anyone down, it's about keeping it honest. When someone has that much influence, they should expect scrutiny. That's what the public deserves. The impact of this feud is already being felt across sports media. Other athletes are stepping forward to discuss the pressure to fake it till you make it in the era of social media. NBA players, rappers, and influencers have chimed in, sharing their own stories about appearances versus reality. As for Floyd, only time will tell if more documents surface or if new ventures will back up his public claims. But one thing is certain, the exchange with Stephen A. Smith cracked open a conversation. The world wasn't ready for what happens when legends are questioned, what happens when image collides with evidence, and can Mayweather maintain his empire under such intense scrutiny? With the internet still buzzing and the video climbing to millions of views within hours, this clash might just be the beginning of a bigger storm, one that could reshape how we view wealth, fame, and responsibility in the world of sports. This is not about beef, it's about facts, and it's far from over. If you're loving this kind of raw, unfiltered storytelling and want to stay updated on every twist and turn in this saga, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. New videos drop daily, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Turn on notifications and be part of the conversation. Intro 100 words.
Than any fighter. Not just best defense, let's talk about offense. The most accurate fighter of all time. On the outside the ring, it's not just about being in the inside the ring. I already conquered that. I'm even smarter on the outside. You know, I have to be a genius to even make a fight like this happen. So what does that say about me for making this fight happen?
It says that you're a brilliant businessman, not just a great boxer.
The tension is off the charts as boxing icon Floyd Mayweather finds himself cornered in a web of explosive accusations and shocking revelations. What began as a routine sports debate between Mayweather and outspoken commentator Stephen A. Smith has ignited into a full-blown scandal exposing claimed real estate empires that may not exist, exhibition fights done purely for checks, and a legacy cracking under the weight of flashy Instagram boasts and mounting debts, with celebrities like 50 Cent and Logan Paul piling on ridicule, and critics such as Joe Rogan, James Toney, and Conor McGregor questioning his motives. The money mystique is unraveling live on camera. From the moment cameras captured Stephen A's piercing question, "Where are these 62 buildings you keep talking about?" to Floyd's heated defense, the spectacle has dominated headlines and social feeds alike. Now the fight has left the ring, and it's the truth, not a punch, that's threatening to bring down Mayweather's empire. Strap in as we break down every shocking twist, every savage clapback, and every bombshell that has fans asking, is Floyd Mayweather's fortune real or just a mirage? And the fires of controversy were fanned when Stephen A. Smith, eyes blazing with incredulity, pressed Floyd Mayweather live on air about his oft-repeated boast of owning 62 apartment buildings. Mayweather, draped in designer everything.
It's about controlling the chessboard, and you know that's what I was able to do.
How did Floyd Money Mayweather control the chessboard with this particular fight?
Well, easy, you know, I knew what to say, you know, I knew when to say it, I knew what to post on social media, and I know, you know, some cool people in some cool places to make certain calls, to make this big event happen.
Did you want this fight?
Bristled at the challenge, insisting that I don't need to show paperwork to nobody. I move on faith and money, not on some paper chase. Yet within hours, Business Insider reporters had scoured public records and unearthed no trace of a single sale or mortgage under Mayweather's name. 15 minutes into a promised empire, the house of cards collapsed before millions of viewers. That was only the opening bell. Social media erupted as hashtags like fake mogul and where are the buildings trended internationally. Hip-hop billionaire 50 Cent pounced without mercy, posting a satirical video that implied Floyd had confused owning unit number 62 with owning 62 entire buildings. The clip featured a photoshopped receipt for one apartment lease, complete with a confused emoji next to Mayweather's name, and it spread across Twitter and Instagram with lightning speed. Even Mayweather's longtime fans found themselves giggling at the absurdity of it all. The fallout from the real estate debacle reignited scrutiny of Mayweather's entire financial portfolio, and it wasn't flattering. In a rare Instagram live, Live, Floyd tried to reframe the narrative. I said I got 62 in real estate, meaning I'm involved in units, interests, developments. Y'all spin it however you want. I know my money's real. But for many, the explanation felt like grasping at straws. After all, this was the same man who in 2017 petitioned the IRS to pay off a
My only point. He's phenomenal and he's great and he's unblemished in his career. And when you see Floyd Mayweather, when you see him in the
$22.2 million tax bill in installments, citing temporary illiquidity, even as he flaunted oceans of cash and mansions on social media. Then came the Logan Paul drama. Following their highly publicized exhibition bout, Logan publicly accused Mayweather of withholding a $5 million payout. I'm legit worried I'll have to sue you for my money, the YouTuber turned boxer quipped on his podcast. Mayweather's response: we're handling it legally. I'll pay what's owed. Left fans unconvinced. In the court of public opinion, his defense felt like another stall tactic, another delay in clearing old debts. Amid this swirling tempest, Mayweather's shift toward low-risk, high-pay exhibition fights has come under fierce criticism. Joe Rogan, during a podcast session, remarked that Floyd's recent bouts against influencers and retired athletes weren't about sport or competition. They were cash grabs dressed up as entertainment. Rogan went on to say he's fighting guys he'd knock out in 2 rounds if he really wanted to compete. It's less about legacy and more about keeping the bank account fat. Fans watching at home began to wonder, had the 5-division world champion traded his warrior spirit for a checks and balances strategy, where his only real opponents were bank account balances? Reactions flowed in from inside the boxing community as well. James Toney, former world champion and Mayweather rival, slammed
Dwayne Wade training his son. You don't see Dwayne Wade playing against just anybody. He's not doing it. You haven't earned that privilege. It's a privilege to be in the company of greatness, in their venue, in their habitat, in their specialized, home per se. Floyd Money Mayweather should not be letting just anybody in the ring with him. That's
the exhibitions as a sad parody of boxing. Floyd's not testing himself anymore. He's ensuring his pockets never run dry. Conor McGregor was equally scathing, telling a podcast audience that Mayweather's legacy was tarnished by the same greed he once fought to escape. McGregor pointed out that the old Mayweather dominated in the ring because he loved the challenge and hated losing. Now he argued all Floyd seems to cherish is zero-risk paydays and the continuation of an inflated image. The image crisis deepened when reports emerged of unpaid endorsement obligations. The SEC fined Mayweather in 2018 for failing to disclose payments received for promoting a cryptocurrency token, a violation that carried both legal and reputational damage. It was another public relations nightmare playing out against the backdrop of a man who only a few years prior had reveled in showing off 7-figure paychecks and mile-long watch collections. Now each new scandal seemed to reinforce a narrative of financial desperation. Mayweather's Instagram feed, once a shrine to luxury living, private jets, mega mansions, diamond-studded collars, was increasingly being viewed as a facade. Critics noted that while he splashed cash on the spotlight, reputable news outlets continued to highlight unpaid taxes, outstanding legal suits, and questionable business ventures. More Floyd projected opulence. The more
got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this.
Scrutiny it attracted. Enter the live confrontation with Stephen A. Smith, a moment that crystallized the growing tension between perception and reality. When Stephen demanded accountability, Floyd lashed out. "Don't disrespect me on this platform. I made more money than you'll ever see. You stay talking, I stay winning." But the verbal jabs fell flat against the mounting evidence. The video clip, trimmed to its most incendiary exchanges, racked up tens of millions of views and became a cultural touchstone for the moment a sports legend was publicly called out. Throughout the chaos, Mayweather tried to shift the narrative back to his brilliance as a businessman. In a series of Instagram posts, he showcased meetings with high-profile investors, hinted at upcoming NFT drops, and teased a new Vegas residency. "Watch me rebuild," he promised. Yet the public reaction remained tepid. Many saw these announcements as damage control, transparent attempts to divert attention from the real estate myth and the mounting debts. Meanwhile, commentators on sports shows began dissecting the psychology behind Mayweather's tactics. Some suggested that his relentless self-promotion was a defense mechanism to guard against whispers of vulnerability, an armor forged from money and bravado. Others argued that he had simply outgrown the traditional boxing path and was inventing a new model for athletes to monetize their fame long after they leave the ring. Even so,
Floyd Money Mayweather retired from boxing 50-0. That individual that he was fighting right there is the grandson of the late infamous mobster John Gotti. I am not aware of John Gotti III having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was...
notion that Floyd Mayweather could craft a post-retirement empire in exhibitions and endorsements wasn't entirely without merit. After all, he boasts an undefeated professional record and unparalleled charisma. When he lobs out a $1 million challenge on Instagram, the world stops scrolling. His capacity to command attention is undeniable, but critics insist that command must be backed by substance, real assets, verified contracts, and transparent dealings. As the dust settles, one question looms large. Can Mayweather recalibrate his image before the cracks spread too wide? He has the resources to hire top lawyers, accountants, and PR strategists. He can shore up his finances, settle outstanding obligations, and provide the documentation skeptics demand. But whether that will restore faith among fans, fellow athletes, and the media is uncertain. One thing is clear: the era of Floyd Mayweather walking unchallenged through his own spotlight is over. From now on, every boast will be met with a challenger's glance, every flashy Instagram post with a skeptic's scroll. The myth of money has been punctured, and the spectacle of watching him repair it might just be the most riveting show of all. Don't miss a single moment of this unfolding saga. Hit subscribe to my YouTube channel now and turn on notifications. New videos drop every day, and you won't want to miss what happens next in the real-life drama of Floyd Mayweather.